two granddaughters now. I didn't have then. I never got to see them. Or them me. I am Joe Willingham from Pierce, South Dakota. Love living by the river and just hanging out, enjoy the grandkids and other kids, and like my job and like to travel, play golf, shoot a little pool in the winter. And the day after my 50th birthday, my wife started getting on me, said, hey, you need to go in and do that because there's been a lot of cancer in your family. And I said, yeah, okay, one of these days. And I was, after my 53rd birthday, she got on me again. I said, okay, scheduled it, got a full physical, and went in several times, and everything's coming back great. I mean, my good cholesterol is high, my bad cholesterol is low, blood pressure is fine. They just, just breezing through everything. Then the last test, the colonoscopy. I went in for that, and I was going to be all done, and just feeling great. And they said, you have a cancer. Let me tell you, that gets your attention on there. But then he followed up with, but it looks like we caught it early. And he explained how, I was like, I had no symptoms. I had no pain, no discomfort, no blood. How could I have this? Well, that's how colon cancer works. It moves very slow, and there's often no symptoms until it's very far advanced. We think we got yours early. We won't know until we're going to schedule surgery, which they did. They had to remove some sections of colon, and came back. They sent off to the pathologist. Came back stage 1. I didn't have to have any radiation, no chemotherapy. Could have caught it early. Would have been better. They had to take quite a bit of colonotomy. Not that the tumor is the size of a $50 set. Yeah, I said, wait another year. I probably would have at least had some chemo and or radiation to go with it, just to be on the safe side. So I'm kind of on a personal mission. Everybody I meet over 50, have you had it yet? No. Well, here's my story. I went in on a routine thing, and darn glad I did. So by the time you feel bad, it can often be too late. So can't say it enough. Get tested. The prep isn't fun, but there are far worse things. So, well, and the doc explains, here's how the procedure's going to go. It's like, you get squeamish, and why do I really need to do this? Why am I bothering? And most guys are going to think that way. No, thank you. I don't need that. Tough, macho, and that. How tough is cancer? All it takes is one little active cell, and it can bring you down. And the test is nothing. You're asleep. They put you under for it, and the prepping isn't fun. It's a 2-day prep, but the first day's not that bad. It's like a half a day eating a little bit, and then day 2 you have to drink this awful stuff. But it's I've drank worse things. And, just speaking for the local clinic, very professional. They don't. If you're giggling about it, they will too. If you're serious and scared, they'll hold your hand. They're a very, very good bunch here. I'm here today because of it down there. The key thing with colon cancer is that it's silent. It often doesn't have symptoms until it's too late. So if you get screened, you got it. You can do something about it. If you don't and you got it, then you're going to be in trouble. I can't stress that enough. If you're over 50, get screened. I go back for annual follow-ups, third one coming up. So far, so good, nothing, and feeling good about that. And I often say, a nagging wife saved my life on there. If I'd have pushed it one more year, I might not be having this conversation right now. So, holidays coming up, and it's like, wow, you're here for another holiday. Just think if you hadn't done that, you might not be here for this one. Got two granddaughters now. I didn't have them. I never got to see them. Them me.